What's up, internet? It's your boy ChasmRift here, and today I got a video that's continuing with our mini things I see on Twitter series. So I saw a video that piqued my interest, and I figured I'd talk about it. And I just want to give my opinions on it, and let me know if y'all want to see more videos like this where I look at situations that are kind of divisive among people but aren't necessarily too serious. So in other words, we discuss drama on the internet, but not full-blown politics. Alright, now a disclaimer, the things I say in this video may sound malicious. I do not condone them, but I am merely stating possibilities to consider. So at any point you think I said something that sounds like a foul ball, there's a 99.9% chance that what I am saying is something I clearly don't condone. And if you still feel the need to focus and comment about it, then I will most likely ignore you or call you an idiot. It's a fair warning for people who choose to play stupid games. You win stupid prizes. With that out of the way, let's begin. So the video in question, which we'll play right here, starts off in the car. We didn't see the driver, but we see the passenger. She's looking alright, not gonna lie. We learn that both are mad because apparently he flew her out and she's not giving any ass. He claims he got a hotel room and everything, and she said he's weird. So he drops her off at the airport after arguing and told her to go buy her own ticket home since she said she couldn't pay for her own flight in town. He then told the security guard standing outside what the situation was, and the security guard had the funniest reaction, not gonna lie. So alright, let's break this down and discuss the drama at hand. So on social media, people came to see different takes, and of course something like this just can't be explained in a single tweet, hence why I'm making this video. The general consensus one side agreed with was that women are obligated to have sex with you for flying them out. And that is absolutely true. I do stand by the belief that a woman is not entitled to give you some because you did a kind gesture of sorts. In most cases, that is, and by that I mean obviously escorts being paid for services is a different situation than what we were talking about here. Meanwhile, one other side I heard, and this is one I think that needs to have more emphasis on, is that a man did what he did for a specific reason. Now let me explain. To all my fellas out there, if you ever was crushing on someone or whatever, if you started acting really friendly, going above and beyond for them, or spending some money on them, it's clear that you have sexual intentions with them, and not because you think they could be one of the boys. We have to contextualize everything, and women have to understand the territory they are in. Clearly they know what a man's intention is, because why are they dressing up to go out to bars, or FaceTiming dudes and planning to meet up? You don't just do that and consider it a normal friendly gesture. You just don't. The reason this needs to be addressed is because, like understanding and respecting the fact that a woman doesn't have to let you clap them cheeks because you bought them a top shelf drink at a bar, or in this case, flew them out, women have to also understand that a man isn't doing what he does out of the kindness of his heart. I don't know how much he paid for a ticket and a hotel, but I'm sure he could have bought himself a PS5 or tank of gas with the money he could have saved. And no, for the third time, I am not saying a woman should acknowledge this reality and be prepared to let Creepy McGee essentially treat them as pseudo-prostitutes. But more like if it's okay to call a man scummy for expecting a woman to give ass for the flight, you should keep the same energy and call a woman scummy for taking advantage of this man's emotions and financial decisions. Especially because, if you picked up on it, he said they talked on FaceTime, which implies he probably gave him the impression that they would be going to Six Flags to his town and he would be visiting Raging Waters. The reason this is important is because, like homie did in the video, he left her hanging and made her buy her own ticket home. So if a man truly wanted to be the most petty that he could be in this situation, he could have made it much worse. He could have checked out of the hotel without knowing, blocked her number, and left her completely stranded. She would have to now get an Uber to the airport and pay for her own flight home. So if you can't acknowledge how wrong it is to play with a man's emotions and money, just know the consequences for your actions can make you experience an ill of your own. Now on Twitter I had a simple solution to this, and that was for my fellas, since the majority of my viewers are male. Instead of flying someone out, you should just fly yourself to their towns. Now I know this doesn't apply to most, if not any of you, but for those who ever consider doing this, just don't. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, why should I be the one to fly? Isn't the point of this to impress a girl? And while yes, that is true, the shorty you're talking to is giving you the vibe that she wants you to run a quarterback sneak, then she would be down to visit you in your hotel room. Again, I don't think you should be doing any of this unless the woman in question is Rihanna. But hey, I hope people who did this are at least a rewards member with their airlines and are racking up frequent flyer miles. But think about it. There are 4 possibilities if you're hitting someone up on social media link up across states. Either they're an Instagram model, an OnlyFans creator, or TikTok famous. The 4th side is literally everything else. If she's in 3 of those 4 bubbles, odds are she's living in a city worth visiting as a potential vacation. If you talk to a baddie in Miami and she decides to ghost you while you're in town, dude, it's still Miami. You can easily find another girl to bag, or at the very least hit up the parties, the clubs, and all sorts of craziness in the town during the summer. If she's in New York, same thing. Find you some clubs to visit, or go to a Brooklyn Nets game, a Yankees game, do some sightseeing, who knows. California the same way, Houston is a move as well. I can't tell you how to feel mentally and emotionally, but I can suggest that maybe you should not make sex your only priority. Like, let's say someone you visited in Miami for the summer, your goal is to meet and greet the thotties at the beach. But if a bunch of famous rappers and rich people came to town that same week, you might not be getting any. But if you said you wanted your trip in Miami to be like a movie, then you can still party, get wasted off alcohol, go swimming, hit the clubs with your boys, shoot your shot at other women, and still make the most out of your trip instead of wasting money and becoming slightly more misogynistic. But the moral of the story here, if there's anything to take away from this, fly yourself out instead of the person you're trying to pipe. But better yet, don't go blowing money on something as extreme as that. If you're down bad in a situation where you think it's logical to fly someone out, then spend the money much more wisely. Now, I'm the last person to suggest this, and in fact, I have no business telling others this. But instead of just spending your money, you should just invest in your wardrobe and hit the clubs and bars. But if you got hundreds of dollars to blow on trips, invest the money into buying drinks for women and shooting your shot. And now, for other things you could do that I do not recommend at all, get on dating apps and use the money on premium accounts for more swipes. If you saw in the video, he had a Hellcat, so you should use that to his advantage. Take pics if you posted up in or by your car to pique some women's interest. Or if you're just losing your sanity from the lack of fornication, use that money for an escort. Overall, you should be able to just work with what you got locally. I apologize for those who aren't religious, but when you leave the earth and you get to the pearly gates, I doubt our Lord and Savior Scrafty will dap you up for a bag thotty number 1,029,478,772. Now, let's say you live in a small town surrounded by similar small towns and you're gay, and I can see how that could be a problem. But for the typical male or female who is deciding they want their body count to increase by the end of the weekend, month, year, etc., as long as you're not out here looking like Two-Face from The Dark Knight, and you're persistent enough, I think your odds are looking good without having to book a flight. And if you decide that you must absolutely bag a dime and nothing else, I'm sorry, but you may need to work on yourself and have a reality check first. Because such a mentality is not good for your bank account or mental fortitude. That's it for me, guys. You see, my solution is not to shame a woman like I'm an incel or call out my fellow men like I'm some self-righteous prick, but it's instead an alternative that protects both parties from taking major L's and creating avoidable drama. As many of you know, I'm just a coach. I'm not in the games. I don't get any minutes on the court. Rather, I'm here to guide you all with the tips and guidance you need to succeed. Because when the team wins, the coach still gets credit. Call me Greg Popovich. So I hope what I said and I tried to explain it sounds reasonable. It's already hard out here for many of my players to score on the court. We got elite competition, like dozens of horny men. You got simps with money as outside court defenders. You got women gaslighting each other and artificially raising the bar for their standards as rim protectors. And you got social media drama and societal pressures guarding the paint. You're basically playing against all NBA levels of defense. But hopefully today's lecture will teach you guys how to make smarter plays when the ball is in your court. And I seriously need to stop making basketball references. Anyways, that's it for me, y'all. Let me know down below if y'all want to see any more of this out here. Let me know if y'all think what I said is reasonable or if I said something that you just disagree. That wasn't, like I said, disclaimer earlier. But anyways, I'm about to get out of here, and yeah, I'm just glad I ain't gotta fly people out for some ass. Anyways, bye.